would you be worried about plagiarism in the age of information technology? Would you be comfortable with your work being on the internet, accessible to all?
With what?
With the internet, would you be comfortable if your work is accessible?
It is. There's a website and people can take from it.
So are you, plagiarism does exist, so are you, how would you react to that?
How do you react to it?
Well, if you're in Europe, you take the guy to court. If you're in India, there's nothing much you can do because you don't want to spend 10 years of your life in court.
So, but you don't mind?
No, you mind, but I mean, it depends what level it is. Copying an entire project, first of all, okay, if you copy a project, that means you're pretty much a bad architect, all right? That means the way you are going to copy the project will not be a very clever way to copy a project. You are going to pick up some things. By the end, the building is done. It has nothing much to see with your building. The art of copying requires serious skills, you know, and I don't think the people who just copy and paste have the skills. What's happening more is you have people using your project to say, oh, I could do something like that or something like that. But you know, I mean, it's not, I mean, I don't practice like that.
Something like say just a windowsill detail.
Yeah, a detail.
Supposing you have worked out that detail and have put in some amount of effort on it, and for the next person it's just available there as an image.
Yeah, but that's, I mean, in architect website, if you look carefully, those details are not available. You'll have the picture. If you try to see how Mario Botta built his wall, you cannot know it. Because he will tell you in his section everything will be black. So if you want to copy, then you have to go to detail magazine and things where you know how things are done. But that's not always available with everybody. Like Herzog and de Meuron don't have a website. So they just don't want to. Because what they do, they don't want to make it public before it's built, so they make it after it's built, which means that if someone copy them, they obviously are the reference anyway.
After the coming in with the internet, has your groundwork become less? I mean, how much information is now readily available to, I mean...
Site analysis goes much faster, because you can do quite a lot from Google.
Has anything else changed besides, of course, the tools of AutoCAD and SketchUp? Besides that, just in terms of information and the design process?
Because I mean, you open the new Fiat with the book, or you open it on internet. It's not really making much difference. And no, I think it's not really affecting it that much. You go faster to get information, but that information is not always very valid.
Also not always probably very correct.
Huh?
It might not be very correct also. You never know what is...
Yeah, you don't know, so there's always a kind of doubt associated with that. As you must know it now, you pump up so many things from the net.
And what about education, architectural education? Do you think that has changed with now Wikipedia? You have entire websites where,
Yeah, the students have become more lazy. They are more lazy than they used to. Because there's no need to analyze by yourself. You can just get ready-made analysis or just information. There's a big problem is like people start thinking that information is knowledge, and it's not the same thing. Information is not knowledge unless you're able to process it in a manner which helps you to go from A to B to C and do your own thing. Then it's purely information, which is like the sky is blue or my car is red. It's not really knowledge.
So you think the skill set of students today as compared to 10 years ago has
I don't know really, it's always difficult to say that, but I think they are definitely worse at making drawings, making sketches, making models. They are probably better at making drawing on computer because there was no computer before, but that's not internet, it's really about computer. They probably are faster at making 3D with SketchUp and all that stuff. But the problem is you don't see that much SketchUp in the, like we are 3 weeks from, 2.5 weeks from the final thing, and there's not really that many, it's very difficult if you look around to see a project which will have been made in 3D from the beginning and which will have been understood as a 3D creation. And this is a problem, because that means even though this is damn simple today to do 3D with SketchUp, people should use it from day number one. They should start making their thing in 3D and work in 3D, because it's not complicated. And then after that, they could move back to making plans and sections. Instead of that, they actually remain extremely conservative. Iced tea, please. They have remained actually extremely conservative in the way they do projects, which is really, really bizarre. Like, means when you have so many skills, you should be able to change your whole way of doing projects. But actually, no, you do a plan, you do zoning, you do a section, you do an elevation, and then, this is the finish, I have to do a 3D, but actually the 3D is a byproduct, while it should be the core of the project. So this is difficult to understand. Because the plan should actually be a consequence of what the project is. The plan is something you have to arrive at in order to build or to explain functionally how things are put together. But it's not really the way you look in space. You don't look in plan. When you arrive in a space like that, your brain doesn't put the plan like straight in your brain. You know, it's like you look at it as a space. So therefore, you should plan it as a space. And when you have enough information about that space, you should be able to translate it into a plan. But the process of the process that the students follow is not that one. And it's a difficult process. It needs lots of training. It's a gymnastic, but unless you're able to do it, I mean, there are people who can design in plan and see in 3D, but there are not that many. Which means that most of them, by the time it's built in 3 dimensions, it's just a poor result of their thinking in plan. Okay?
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.